Good morning. This is a public hearing. This is now called to order. Today is Tuesday, July 26, 2016, and the time is 10:07. This is a public hearing on a proposal to amend Article 161, Control of Dogs and Other Animals to Prevent Nuisance, to Title 24 of the New York City Rules. My name is Michelle DeFreitas Witham. I'm the Assistant General Counsel for the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. Also here today is Norma Torres, Director of Veterinary Public Health Services. The purpose of today's hearing is to elicit public comments and information to assist the Commissioner in determining whether to adopt this proposal. A notice of intention and notice of public hearing regarding this proposal was published in the City Record. A copy of the first page of the notice of intention has been provided. Persons wishing to speak at this public hearing were asked to pre-register. Is anyone, are you here to
Yes.
give comment? Okay, can you sit over there and tell us what your name is?
Sit here or there?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my should do.
Okay, I think you have to turn on your mic. You have to, okay.
Okay. All set?
Yes?
Okay, well, I guess I'm the one responsible for bringing this up. And I've described the situation in Stuyvesant Town somewhat in my comments. So I don't think, if I only have 5 minutes, I don't want to focus on the logical extension of public health issues into private grounds. I think the board has enough information to see whether or not it thinks that's relevant. So what I'd like to do is focus on another aspect that I hope that the board will take under consideration, and that's enforcement. All right? So currently, the management of our property, I would say encourages, but it's quite clear that the place for people to bring their dogs to do their business is the sidewalks. And that's what they do. The sidewalks are, well, the place that there are roughly 1,200 dogs within the contained area. It's an 80-acre area. And the management is completely lax about enforcing its own rules. So if the city comes up with a rule that it wants enforced, I don't know how that's going to happen. In particular, months ago, I was in touch with the manager, the Department of Sanitation manager, who's in charge of our area. He told me that he was not allowed to send any of his inspectors onto our property because it's private property. So enforcement, it strikes me, is a major issue. Right? And I hope that it's an issue that at least the board will comment on. And of all the things that I'm about to say, I would like to underscore that for those of us who are concerned about this, enforcement is really the thing that concerns us the most, because I'm anticipating the board will probably say that public health concerns are public health concerns, whether it's on private property or public property. I would further like to point out that, and I submitted documentation to you in my comments, that periodically the management changes one of the playgrounds into a dog run. And the dogs are free to run around and do whatever dogs do there. And then, after the management cleans up, it's a kind of playground where kids will play soccer or baseball. So I'm hoping that the board will take that into consideration. I'd also like to point out that in our local newspaper, Town and Village, it was reported that there are 1,200 registered dogs in the area. My understanding is that management has no plans of putting a cap on that number. So how much is too much within a contained area? I mean, there could be 1,500 dogs, there could be 2,000 dogs, who knows, right? People keep moving in and they keep on bringing in dogs. In addition to that, there's very lax enforcement about people bringing dogs in from the outside. So we're off of First Avenue. I've literally seen people bring their dogs in from Second Avenue to be walked in our area. And those are exactly the kinds of people who are most likely not to clean up after their dogs, because we have plenty of that too. I submitted documentation that shows that there are open grassy areas where the management has allowed dogs to go, dog owners to go. They're designated as dog friendly. Kids don't pay any attention to those little signs that they put up. They wander into those areas anyhow. And since we have a huge number of families within that contained area, kids do all kinds of things, whether it's going to the grassy areas. I've literally seen a child rolling around on the sidewalk not far from where a dog owner had let his dog go and just left everything right there. I think that's all I have to say. There's absolutely no curbing enforced or mentioned by the management. I hope that if the board does decide in favor of applying 16103 to private property, that it will in some way make our management aware. I've tried to make the management aware, and they haven't responded to me in a voluntary way. There's no mention of 16103 in management documentation and policy statements. Thank you very much.
Thank you. As we have no one else to sign up here to speak, I'm going to adjourn this hearing until 11:55 a.m. Thank you. Hi, it's now 11:56 a.m. and as there's no persons present who wish to speak now, this hearing is concluded. Thank you.